best, so let's go.
Cheers, everyone. Welcome to Texas on Tap with Miss Helen and the usual producer Kyle. It's always us two. What's going on, Kyle?
Yeah, nothing new. Just another day in paradise.
Another
Still a
day
hot
and
paradise.
yeah, the heat's still on, no doubt.
Yeah, it was like cooled down a little bit last week, but then I got in the car this morning and it said 109.
Oh
Okay.
my
What is
gosh.
this hell we're living in?
That's okay. Well,
It's the
nothing
life we
lasts
chose.
forever. But that's a crazy thing. It's coming up this weekend or whatever day. It's the official on the calendar first day of fall.
Hmm.
Not so much for us, but okay.
Yeah, might be a little delayed this year, but also you hear that it's going to be freeze like crazy cold summer, which is very believable with how hot it's been. So
Yeah, cold winter.
I'll be less grumpy. You'll be a little more grumpy. It changes with the
I don't know.
seasons.
We'll just see. Okay, so I guess we can officially fall into some new Texas
Oh,
tunes.
yeah. I like that.
Who's up? You or me?
I can go first. You want me to start off?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Go
All
for it.
right. I'm going to start off with a big one this week, and it's Cooper Mohrmann, and we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to tease a little tiny bit of this song because it doesn't actually come out until next week. So this is Glass Road. It's the self-titled song off of Cooper Mohrmann's debut album that comes out next Friday, and like I said, it's called Glass Road. Just a quick little teaser of that one. We didn't want to play the full song, give it all away, but we've been talking about Cooper all year. We had him on the show. If you go back and listen, he was
Yes.
on in May, and he's just had a crazy year. He's on top of being, I think he's in school to become a dentist.
Yes, he
Is that?
is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But so on top of
Yeah.
Houston
Wait,
or
UT San Antonio or is he? Yeah, well, yeah, he's gonna be a dentist.
right. So he's becoming a dentist, but also he's been dropping banger singles all year long. Finally, the album's out, and I was talking to him a little bit about this song because we wanted to kind of help promote it, and I just love all the stuff he's been doing this year. And this song is not only the title track of the album, but it's the first song Cooper ever wrote.
Oh
Isn't that
wow.
crazy?
And he talked about his songwriting stuff on the podcast. It's
Well,
amazing.
yeah, and that's what sets him apart is the very unique melodies, and like his style is very jammy, and the drums are like big and open, which is right up my alley. So I just thought it was cool. Wanted to give him a shout, and so keep an eye out. I guess with you can keep going back and listening to the podcast to hear the quick little 30 seconds, or you can wait until next week and check out the full album. So good stuff from Cooper. And then let's see, what do we got next? Kim and Wrinkle. We've talked about him before, and he's a young dude in Texas, kind of kicking it, turning up the heat a little bit. I keep wanting to call him Cam for some reason, but he put out a brand new song. It's called "In My Heaven," and our friends over at Smith Music shared that one with us. So thanks to Dan and all them for doing that. But we've talked about Cam before, and this song is it's super fun. It's like just a straight up feel good kind of overall just solid country tune. But I love the concept. It's very cool. The chorus is kind of like, "In my heaven, things would be this way." It's like you don't need coolers because the beer would stay cold. And just I don't know.
And you'll catch your fish all the time.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
Yes.
But it's also very, very pro sounding, and his voice has like ton of character. It's got this little growl that's kind of always in there. So keep it up, Cameron. It's awesome. Super, super solid song. And expect to hear more things from him. And then
I do like him and I like his
oh yeah.
music.
Sorry. Yeah, jumping ahead here because I'm so excited to talk about Julianna Rankin's new song.
Oh yes.
So speaking of Julianna, let's go ahead and jump in the tap room. This is her brand new single. It came out last week to streaming, and it's called "Miss Me When I'm Gone." To start off, one of the best choruses I've heard in 5 years, probably.
Oh, man.
I gotta say I'm a little bit biased because I remember when she was writing this song, kind of forming everything together back in I guess last year at being around Bree and all them, and they're really good friends. And man, I remember hearing this song a couple times, just her and her acoustic guitar, and I was like, oh my god, who is this? Like, what is happening here? What and now it's finally here, and she's sharing it with the world. And on top of all that, she's got her debut album coming out later this year, and she's going to come on the show in a couple weeks and talk to us all about it. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye on Julianna. Go catch her live if you haven't already. She's incredible. She's always got really awesome musicians backing her up on stage. So, man, she's another one of the big ones. And then we'll let you jump into yours. But we've got lots of lots of female power on the lineup today.
We're gonna get to that when we get
Yeah.
to after we get through with the tap room. I got some things to say, but right now we're gonna keep the tap room door open for a brand new radio release from Chaser Crouch. Houston, we got a problem. Absolutely love this song. It got sent over to me. David Gilligan sent it to me, and this actually doesn't hit radio programmers until next week. So you kind of got the first little sneak peek at this one from Chaser, and he's just so talented, and he's another one kind of like talking about Juliana. We're just seeing all these kind of new, fresh faces that have been working and working and working, and now their hard work is paying off, and they're out there putting out some really good music. But I love that there was one particular line in the song that I absolutely love, the concrete glitter on her high heel shoes. That one right there just really, oh man, that's just good stuff. And of
Yeah.
course, Chaser, hopefully down the road we'll have him on the podcast. You know, he goes back to like he was a big National Cutting Horse Association Youth Hall of Fame member. Like he did cutting horse
Oh,
stuff
wow.
and youth rodeo and all kind of stuff growing up. So he's a big horse boy.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
so now the next one I want to talk about is McPeak has a new radio single out. It's called "Intoxicating." I love the play on the words there, and you know I make up a lot of words. I don't know if you know that or not, Kyle, but yeah, I always give nicknames to everybody, and I come up with making up these names, but I never came up with it intoxicating. But it's a great song, great story behind it. The backstory behind it when the radio release came out was there was like there was like this line dancing thing. They were doing a demo for like some foreign people, and they were referred to the line dancing thing as like intoxicating. And it was like, well, welcome to Texas. You're in Texas, and this is intoxicating. But just kind of looking at some of the lyrics of this song, it's like, you know, she's got the blonde hair, don't care. She's a buckle bunny, Lone Star, big heart senorita from San Antone, likes her six pack over a wine glass. The only thing that got left out on that was big hair. That would have been the only thing. But anyway, so good stuff there from Ben McPeak and Intoxicating. And now we're going to talk about this. And you made reference to this song, I believe, last week. Autumn Ragland featuring Sunny Sweeney and Brie Bagwell, Throwing My Life Away. Deep lyrics are in there, but you have to read in between the lyrics because the real meaning of the song is what the girls go through in the music industry. Not only just the music industry, and without going into it, I'm going to touch on the radio programming side because, you know, Autumn did this little promo video on social. I guess you probably saw it and address the radio programmers. Well, I'm happy to say that at the radio station that I was at, when I first came up in radio, I heard that you never play a female back to back and you never play more than two females in 1 hour. So I'm getting on my soapbox now. We totally took that out of our clock. That didn't happen at my radio
It's
station.
crazy that was
So
ever even a thing.
if you heard four girls back to back to back to back, nobody cared. It's good music. They want to hear it. So I have something to say. If radio's still doing that, they need to call me. Call me. I'll
Get
tell you
off.
a few things.
Get
But
off.
anyway, a great super duper song. The hills ain't worth the hurting. They're, you know, working my ass off, standing in front of the mirror just to make for an hour, just to make sure that light gets right. You know, it's just like there's just so much there. It's a pleasant song with a deep, deep rooted meaning, and absolutely love that. Way to go, girls.
Yeah, what do you call it when three powerhouses are singing on the same song?
True that.
Is it a power plant?
Yeah. Let's see. It is Power Pals, Power Girls.
Okay.
It's just anyway, yeah, awesome. And
Forgive me.
yeah, I could do a whole podcast on that whole what's your problem with girls in music.
Yeah.
I mean, how
It's
many times and I know it's like I used to get called Missy. I was like,
That's
no.
wild.
This was way before. This was like in my really, really professional career. Like I was out doing speaking, public speaking and doing presentations. And it was like, well, Missy, let me ask you a question. It's like, first of all, that's not my name.
Yeah, what in
You
the
know,
world?
would you call this gentleman that's fixing to present, hey, bud, what's up? I don't know. Anyway,
Well,
so
actually, I might do that, but that's just because I talk like an idiot sometimes,
not
most of
in
the
a
time.
very, yeah. So yeah, so that's a look at
Oh
some
man.
really good songs.
Yeah. That just reminded me, I want to plug it, and we've got all kinds of stuff coming up in very related to what you just said. But Bree's podcast, OnlyVans. I don't know if I've ever even talked about it on here, but we're a couple episodes in on that now, and It seems to be coming along really fun. I mean, I don't really know how everybody else is responding, but me and Bree love making it. It's so much fun. And she just had Bonnie Bishop on this week, who we need to get on this podcast too.
Heavy
But
hitter. Mm-hmm.
yeah, they talked about all that stuff and the struggles of being, a musician right now, but also being a female musician. I'm sure we'll have Sunny and Autumn and all
I
kinds of
just
stuff
really
coming up.
thought,
So
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just really thought we were so past that.
yeah,
I thought that was like, so yeah,
the
anything
Stone
I can
Age.
do. And I guess you can tell we have a lot of the girls on our podcast. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not because I'm trying to make a point. It's just because they're just that good.
They're
And
good.
they're
Yeah.
and they're just that hardworking. They're out there. Who do I see the most out there working hard? And I don't want to piss anybody off, but our girls work hard. And our
Yep.
girls come from being the little babies playing their guitars too, just like the boys. So
Yep.
love them all, but leave the girls
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Let them do their thing.
Oh man. Okay. Speaking of girls, we'll come back to this, but girls generally wear jewelry, but guys are welcome to wear it too. I would wear it
Hmm.
if I wore jewelry at all. That would be my first choice. Would be More Than Music Creations. You want to talk about our friends at More Than Music before we jump into the charts?
Yes. Great jewelry. I'm winding down. I can get a little wound up over that.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
hear you. I
issues.
hear you. It's a
But
thing.
yes, okay, more than musiccreations.com. It's such a great concept and it's such great jewelry. And they take guitar strings from some of your favorite Texas artists and they get a hold of it. Michaela gets a hold of that stuff and she's a designer. She designs that jewelry and she has really been coming out with a lot of stuff. I saw one
Yeah.
with a pumpkin on it today,
Mm-hmm.
like for fall, like doing fall just anyway. But we have our Texas Toast line as well.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's just one of a kind, unique jewelry that you're not going to find anywhere else. And especially if you're a music lover or you have someone in your family that's a music lover, the story behind it, I think would really it just enhances the whole gift and the whole, you know, idea of
Yep.
having some of that jewelry. So yeah, more than musiccreations.com. And I told you this a couple of weeks ago and I have a confession to make, as you know.
Wait, did you find them?
I No, not yet.
Oh,
I lost my earring.
yeah.
I had one and then I
Mm-hmm.
found another one somewhere else and but actually I have four single earrings right now that don't have a match. And none of them were, and that's a big joke. And okay, Kyle was laughing at me when I brought this up one time. But
uh,
okay, back in the wild days, and like particular venues or bars would have earrings hanging up because somebody would lose their earrings,
yep.
dancing or whatever. So no, all of mine were lost at home or fishing. I even went on the boat, like we got on the boat to go fishing the other day, and I was
Went and
digging through my
checked.
bags. I was digging through everything.
Mm,
So yeah, I got to get online and get me some updated more than music creations because I loved wearing my earrings. I could dress them up, dress them down,
yep.
wear them with ball caps, or if I had, going out, you can wear it. That's the great thing about the jewelry. Anyway, so okay, I feel better. I got that off my chest. Michaela and Mike, I'm so sorry I lost my earrings.
It's all good. We'll grab some more before the award show.
Yes, I have to. So that means we're gonna look at the charts, all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, looking at the Texas country music chart for this week, top five is number five, Turnpike Troubadours, Chip and Mill. Jake Bush is at number four with Name on It. Cody Canada and The Departed again is at number three. Mike Ryan stayed at number two with Loser, and Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen held back onto the number one spot with We Ain't the Only Ones. CD Extraction Texas, number five is Jake Bush's Name on It. Kylie Fry's Hell of a Life is at number four. Mike Ryan went from two to three with Loser. From 8 to 2 on CD Extraction Texas is the Randy Rogers Band. Know
Dang.
that by now. And then number one, Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen. We ain't the only ones held on to the number one spot on CD Extraction Texas. Big celebration for the T3R chart, Texas Regional Radio Report. Number five, Come Back to Bed, Love and Chaos.
Oh, cool. Hell yeah.
Exciting.
Congrats.
Yeah. Number four, Here With You, James Land. I was just thinking about James the other day and opened up the chart and saw that. Mike Ryan's Losers at number three. We Ain't the Only Ones went from three to two with Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen. And Hello Highway, Bree Bagwell
Hello,
at number one.
highway.
Yeah, you go in. Yeah. Well,
So I
that's my
hinted,
traveling music. That's my traveling
yeah,
music.
I hinted at it
That's
last
no,
week.
that's my all the time music. That's my wine music, that whole album. That's my wine music. That's my
You
driving
got you
music.
got a
That's my
song for
airplane
everything you
music.
need.
Yes, exactly. That is for sure.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say head over to her Facebook or YouTube or wherever you keep in touch with Bree. She put out the video that I've been hinting at. We put together a little kind of DIY from the road music video for Hello Highway, so that's out
I
now.
didn't
If you're
see
listening to
it.
this,
I missed
well,
it.
it's out
Okay, I
tomorrow
got to do that.
because we
Oh,
record the podcast today in
tomorrow.
advance.
Tomorrow. Okay. I'm
If you're listening to
excited.
this podcast, it is Friday. Believe me, I'm not lying to you.
So
But yeah, that
yeah.
one was a lot of fun. I've been kind of anxious for that video to come out just because it kind of showcased like, you know, the family vibe I always talked about, you know, but you didn't really get to see behind the scenes. And that's like super, you get to see everything from her sitting in the passenger seat of the van doing her makeup while we're driving down the highway to sound check to green room stuff to packing the van. And it's just real cool. So go check that one out. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool and personal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
My makeup in the car the other day. I do my makeup in the car a lot. Like if we have to go somewhere, I just carry it
That's
with
very
me.
impressive.
It's like man, when I used to have to burn up the roads in radio, I was always doing my makeup in the
Yeah.
car when I was driving, but now I'm passenger in it. So I used to do it when I was driving.
That's
I'll be
not good.
driving down. What is that highway going to Victoria through Edna? What 111 or whatever? Oh, y'all, that was makeup highway. Rolling down 111.
I think they say don't do that.
No, you're not supposed to.
Don't
It was
try
country
that.
roads
Don't
back then.
try this at
No,
home.
but I'm a good girl. I do not touch my phone when I'm driving. If I get a text message, and Kyle knows his times that he's texted me, and I'm like, hold up, I didn't answer because I just got to where I was going, or I pulled over on the side of the road. I guess that comes with age because it's like I'm just not that coordinated anymore.
It's not
It's
worth
like,
it. It's just not worth
like,
it to
it's
die.
not worth it. It's not
Yeah.
worth it. And that's one of my pet peeves too, is it's like it'll wait. I think that's in the public service announcement. But anyway, so much for all that. But I
Yeah.
did get to get on the road and do some traveling this past weekend. I went to Fayetteville, went to my classmates' 35th anniversary. Of course, I was the maid of honor, and we
Mhm.
had a big time. Got to see some of my classmates. And so then they start telling me, well, they still call me by, of course, I have my maiden name. So Helen Elshick, that's me growing up. They were like, oh, Elshick, they were telling stories about you and Seeley, stories I couldn't even remember. It was funny stuff. Now that's
Oh
the kind of
man.
stuff I could probably, if I was gonna write a song about. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I guess I guess my tradition just carries on. Hey, if y'all are talking about me, you're not talking about somebody else. But it was funny. Then we started reminiscing. But here's the funniest part. And like you too, you have a Heritage Texas family. And so Ron and I come from generation like way back 1800s with coming to Texas, and especially that area, Austin, Colorado County. And so we went to the museum, right?
Hmm.
In Fayetteville. So we walk in, and right away I see one of his people's last names there. And I was like, "Come on, come here. One of your people, this is your mama's maiden name over here." So then I hear this boy talking across the museum, telling his daughter, "This is your great, 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 whatever, whatever, whatever. Same last name." I said, "You've got to get over there."
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, it was so they turned out they were relatives
That's
down
weird.
the line with this whole heritage. And then Ron learned that his great, I guess it was great great grandfather was the first mayor of Fayetteville. And
Oh
so,
damn, that's cool.
and you know Ron and his personality.
Yeah.
Ron's going around, yeah, like, yeah, on this time my uncle was first. My great 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 grandpa was the first.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I feel like that always happens. Like anytime you go in one of those, like, you know, my whole like my great 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 grandpa was probably the founder of San Felipe. Like, I don't know, it's just funny how that all kind of
Well,
ties
see,
together.
my people settled Frelsburg, Milheim, and San Felipe.
Mm.
So then we might be related if that's the
And
case.
I
But
said it
yeah,
like that because I knew it would irk you.
yeah.
I said it wrong on
But that's what's
purpose.
funny is like when you leave Fayetteville, like Frelsburg is right there, and
Mm.
it's just like it's just so I really really am into Texas history. I always have been, especially growing up where I grew up on the
Yeah.
ground in San Felipe. I mean, I was a Sealy High School graduate, but we went to Sealy
Right.
ISD and all grew up together. But I always wondered what was in the dirt, what was on the ground. We would dig for, I mean, like, yeah, crazy stuff. I guess that's why I love my Texas music so much. But yeah, that was a big time fun. Also caught some good fish this past week.
Oh, good. Yeah, we were
Hmm.
on a call earlier in the week, and you were like screaming at Ron, like, "Oh, he's on!" While we're trying to talk about plans.
I don't get that excited. But yeah, I was okay. So I had my phone like sticking in. I had my phone where that's where I could take
That's
my because you
funny.
told me because the wind was blowing. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm talking on my phone. We had this conference call going on. And so I'm throwing my top water at the same time. I'm like, fish on. So I'm bringing the fish in. I'm like, y'all go ahead. Don't worry about it. Y'all, I got this. And it was like, no, it was just a
We
smaller
had some
trout. It was like,
yeah.
you don't need to net this. I'll just flip it in. And anyway, so what were we talking about?
Yeah, no, I just thought that was funny. I've got a pretty crazy weekend. I'm playing a show again actually tonight at Warehouse Live in Houston, which is it's a place I've always grew up going to shows. All the big bands would play there. It's like a probably a 1,200-1,500 cap room, kind of like House of Blues size or whatever, but always wanted to play the stage, and we finally are playing there tonight. So that's real cool. That's my band, High Dive. And we
Hmm.
play early as crap. We're first of like 5 or 6 bands. So if you're bored and want to come catch some rock music before dinner in Houston tomorrow, then head over to Warehouse Live. And then I jump on a plane Saturday morning at like 4 a.m. and head to Des Moines, Iowa for a wedding, and then fly back home on Sunday. So I'm gonna be running for the next 24 hours, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, you are. Well, good stuff. I'm glad you're getting to get out and play a little bit.
Yeah, it's been cool. The show last weekend was a nice little warm up, and then tomorrow, or I guess tonight, we're gonna tear it up. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Well, check out some good Texas music. Go see some live Texas music while you're out and
Yep.
about this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Do it. Do it. All right. Well, you look like you have something else to say.
I was thinking there was something else, but oh well, I guess that's it.
We can talk about our guests. Who do we have on this week? We had Cynthia Rausch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Rye Wolf coming up next week, which is going to be awesome. And then we've got Ty Smith coming up. We've got Representative Monty from TCMA is going to come on and
Yes,
tell
we're
us
gonna
about
talk
all
to
the
yeah,
cool
we're
stuff
gonna
about the
talk some
award show.
TCMA stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then man, I booked a ton of people this week, so we've got like a long list of
Hmm.
awesome upcoming interviews. So you guys just keep tuning in, keep sharing, keep telling everybody, keep spreading the love. If you're listening on Apple, do me a favor, just scroll down to the bottom, hit that 5 stars, and if you want, type in a couple good words or even just say hi, Helen, in the
Yeah.
comment. But that really does help. So I've noticed a couple
Yeah.
of those coming through on all the different platforms. So please, if you haven't done that, just do that for us real quick. It takes literally no time and is very helpful.
Very, very helpful. Okay, everyone. Well, great travels, great fun this weekend, and cheers.
Cheers.